Hello, team. How is everybody this evening? Mosquito.
Hello.
Hello.
Gonna take a couple minutes here while people log on. How is everybody? I see Heather, I see Marla, I see Sonia, Darlene, lots of people jumping on. Lori, my big sis.
Hi, bro.
Bonnie, Sarah George. Can you hear the frogs in the background?
Yep.
We're gonna
Hi,
do
everybody.
We're doing, hi Diane.
Hi, Di.
We're doing it via nature call.
Hi, Laura.
Hello.
Hello.
Let me see.
Oh, hi, kids.
I hear some kids.
Hello.
Doogsy, are you on here somewhere? I don't know if Kevin was getting on by phone or whether he was getting on. Just be patient, guys. We're going to roll here any time now.
I see Kevin. If it's Kevin Dugay, he's muted.
Yeah, we were muted, so he probably is.
Give me one sec here. Where are you?
Hi, Lori.
Hi, Denise. Hi, Sonia.
Hey.
Haven't seen you in a bit. How are things?
Good. They're good.
You look pretty in peach.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Just coming back from my bike ride.
Good girl.
There you go. Kevin, are you
Yeah.
here? Are you on your phone?
No, I'm on my laptop. Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you fine now. Just let me see if I can find you here. Just give me one sec, buddy. Welcome, 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 buddy. How are you?
Great. There. Is that better?
I can hear you fine.
We good? Awesome.
Awesome, boss. Let me just see here.
Cool.
I'm trying to still find you, Kev. Here.
All right.
It's hard when you got almost 100 people on this call right now trying to find everybody. But it's great to see everybody on the call. I'm really excited for tonight because I can't say enough good things about this guy. I'm just going to hang on here 1 second. There you are, Dukes. I got you now. I'm just going to mute everybody for a second.
Yeah.
And I'm going to unmute you, Kev. There, you're unmuted. So let me get back to my introduction here. I am really, really excited to have my dear friend and the first Vox Life associate in this company, Mr. Kevin Dugay. Now, Kevin has got a resume as long as probably both my arms. This guy has been around the horn in the sports industry, teaching. I'm sure you have all met Kevin before. This guy is one of the, I don't know, just the most generous, calm, caring man I've ever met. And I am absolutely blessed to be on this journey with him. We room together when we're on the road. We tell stories. We pray together. We do all the things that roomies used to do as hockey players and so on. And I'm just delighted because Kevin is leading this charge as the first associate ever in Vox Life. And I'm so grateful that he's mine and my sister's sponsor. And he's got so much to offer to the field. And I'm just really pumped to have Kevin do the call tonight and lead us and talk a little bit about, you know, positive mindset and how important that is to have bulletproof confidence in what we do. So it's my great pleasure to welcome the incredible good friend of mine, Mr. Kevin Dugay. Take it away, Kev.
Thanks, Tara. So listen, I actually did some work on this thing tonight, if you can believe it, instead of the stories. But I have a PowerPoint that I can pull up. So can I do that?
Sure. Well, let me
Does
just
that work?
yeah, just let me make you co-host.
Okay.
Hang on one sec. You
Yeah.
might not. You might. Can you see on the bottom, Kev? You should be able to just go down and share your screen. Can you do that? Down at the bottom. May not allow you to do that. Let me just see here. Hang on one sec, Kev. I'm going to make you co-host.
Okay.
Okay, so you are now co-host. So you should be able to see share screen down at the bottom now. If you scroll your mouse down the bottom.
What in heaven's name happened here?
Where it says invite, manage participants, share, all that sort of stuff down at the bottom. It should say share, little green box with share. Can you see that?
Oh, there we go. There we go. There's my Zoom. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, share. There we go. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Share.
Okay. There's my PowerPoint. Good.
And it should show you to bring you to your desktop wherever you saved the.
Beautiful. Great. Okay. So let me just blow up the screen. And I think, all right. Can you guys see that? Is everything good?
We can see it perfect.
Can you see it? You see it perfect? Okay, great. Okay, well, listen, Terry, I want to thank you so much. You know, you're right. It's been an amazing ride the last 5 years since we've been on this road together. And it's a privilege to be your teammate as we build this. So that's going to be the concept for tonight. So what I want to do, guys, is take some of the stuff that we've been through and what I've worked through, and I've learned a lot from everybody on this team. But I put together a PowerPoint to just go over some of the key points I feel that has helped us in Vox Life and just help us to get better as a team as we move forward. So because we had this huge parade today in Toronto, I think it was like 3 million people that showed up. So I was not there. I was watching from my phone and doing work. So anyway, so here we go. So one of the things I wanted to just minimize this over here. I'm not going to respond, guys, to comments because I got to stay focused because that's part of my thing. So if you can forgive me with that, just bear along with me and we'll go through. So what I want to reinforce with you guys is some of the key things where, you know, we're all here for a purpose. And I think we've all been able to embrace that in Vox Life. And I'm going to bring a lot of team stuff in here because Terry and I, you know, we've been blessed to be part of team sports. I mean, from our childhood all the way through. And I don't know where a lot of you have come from. As I've been blessed to meet some of you and your backgrounds. I don't know if you've had the backgrounds that we've come from, but there's a lot that we have learned in the world of sports that comes into Vox Life and what we're all about. And so I want to focus on those parts. And I'm going to share a couple things I learned from Evolve, if you can believe it, a goaltender clinic yesterday or on Saturday at a hockey showcase that I was at. And I learned some, in fact, I actually learned how to juggle, which is pretty cool. So I realized hand-eye coordination is important. So it's amazing. You never stop learning. So one of the things, you know, we're all here for a purpose. And I think all of us in Vox Life have found a part of us in this company with what the tech has been able to do for us and change our quality of life. And for those of us who've embraced the journey, as I call it, to take it to the next level, that's a decision that you have all made. So when we look at our intro into Vox Life, we all failed. And I was talking to an associate at the table at this, and it's like, you know, most companies look at your resume and where you went to school and all this kind of stuff. And we don't look at that in Vox Life. In fact, like I said in the slide, I failed the demo. Terry failed the demo. Ron Hoover failed the demo. Everybody failed the demo. So all of us really in Vox Life, if you want to use the word lightly, are failures that we had to fail this test to realize that, you know what, maybe we don't know it all. And, you know, that was for me, that was a pivotal moment for me in my life in this journey. Because I've been teaching 35 years in sports medicine. And I've been teaching balance for all these years. And I meet Jay, and I got dusted on the demo. I failed like everybody else. And I was really upset. I wasn't skeptical. I was really upset. There's something about Jay when I met him live at the rink and he was sharing, And, you know, he moved.
Did we lose Kev, everybody? I think we lost Kev here. Let's see if you can get back on.
Am I there, Tara? Can you see me or no?
There, I got you back now. We lost you there for a bit. You have to go back
Okay.
and share.
If you lose me one more time, I'm going to switch the phone, and I'm just going to have to send this to everybody here. So I'll come back to this slide again. So what we saw was,
Better go back to share your screen, Kev.
oh, okay, my bad. Thank you. Share.
Just when you
PowerPoint.
lost you, it kicks you out, eh? So you got to go back to sharing again.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so there.
There you go. We're back.
Okay, good. If I lose more time, I'm going to my phone and data and just got to tell more stories and just read from my slides. So I don't want to put you any longer than I have to.
Don't give up so we're easy. Come on.
No, I don't. I got to respect people's time here, man. I got to stay focused. I always got a plan B. I learned plan B, man. Figure outable. I learned that from you. We're good. So just like in the demo, we got knocked down and got back up, but there was something about Jay that, what I saw with
You're there. You're good. We got you.
yeah, now my slides frozen.
So you can
This is.
close it. Maybe.
There we go. Okay, that's good. 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, there's hope for all of us, including me.
Absolutely.
I love it. Absolutely. Okay, there we go. Okay, done. Page up. All right. So when I got moved by Jay on that demo, I made a decision. And when I look at this one here, I could have gone either way. I look back now that if I would have gone back to, Jay, it's a pretty cool demo, but you know what? I'm going to stay with what I know. And even though it doesn't work, that's what I was taught by all my teachers in the last 35 years. And I'm going to stay with that. And if I would have gone that route, this probably would never cross my path. But something inside of me says, I got to move. I got to go. I took a leap. And looking back now, man, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. And so what happened? I put the product on, and that's, for all of us, is where the belief starts. It's when you get voxed and you realize, I know my body, Kev. Like, what just happened here? And this was evident this last weekend in Brampton at this Rush Hockey Tournament again, where they put the product on and they see the change. And then what happens? Okay, now we're going on a journey. So I have bulletproof. I mean, at that time with Jay, something just clicked that I could trust this guy. I could believe in him. And as we've learned in Vox Life, right, everybody's journey is different. And there's no one story that's better than another. There's no story that's less than another. Why? Because we each have our own story. And that's what I love about this. And so what do? We take a step. We take a little step, just like we learn how to walk as a kid. And, I'm going to bring a couple sport things in here, but, this is what we've been able to embrace in Vox Life. And, Terry, myself, and Paul, and Lori, and Jen, and all the early people in Vox Life believed in this team mentality. And it's like, you're not in this by yourself, and you're in it for yourself, but you're not in it by yourself. You have people around you that want to see you succeed. But what else also I've learned is that when you go and help your teammate succeed, that's when something powerful happens. That's when something very powerful happens in Vox Life. And I'm going to show you a couple of things here. So we take the next step, which is, you know what, Kev? I'd like to be a part of this. And, we've talked about this where I never lead with the business. I never lead with the compensation plan. I don't lead with the money. I don't lead with any of that stuff. I just say, listen, I want to share something with you that I believe in my heart without a shadow of a doubt is going to help you with your quality of life. And it was all about coming around Jay's mission. Jay's mission to help what? 1 billion people. That's the mission. That's my focus. So it's like until we get to 1 billion, I'm not stopping. Until God takes me home, I'm not stopping, because I believe in the mission. And just like any team at the beginning of a season, it's what? It's to win the last game. It's no different than the Raptors, or you pick a sport, or the final concert of the year if you're a musician, or whatever it may be. But we're all on the same team. And this is what we've tried to impart to people that have come from other companies, that it's all about the individual going, no, it doesn't work in a team sport. It does not work. In fact, it can be very hurtful. So what do we try to do? Let's show you another way. And if you look at the third point, how do we support, encourage each other? So again, in team sports, our success as a company is based on the success of all of us together who have chosen, to move forward in sharing this crusade. And if your crusade is just for your family, hey man, that's great. That's like the 80-15-5 that Ray Higdon talked about. So that's cool. You pick where you want. But what happens is, and what we're seeing, and again, I saw this weekend in Brampton. I had people come back and, man, I love your socks, man. Somebody told me about your product. Somebody told me these socks are amazing. And they came by, and it's like anything. What are we building? And the last 2 points here is, this is what I believe we're building. We're building a dynasty. We're going to be like these championship teams, and these are the number of championships these teams have won for you guys that are involved in sports, and Pittsburgh Steelers are for you guys in Pennsylvania with New England Patriots. But these are teams that figure something out. That it's a sum of individuals that come together for a common goal, which is the mission statement of the team, which is to win the last game of the year. Basically, that's the bottom line. But how do we work and help each other become better teammates and better players? So when we start on this journey, just like when you learned how to walk, I had to hold my parents' hand. Well, not too long. I was a mover. I think at 8 months, 7-8 months, I was moving, man. I was on a mission. But a lot of us, we need help. So as Terry has shared, and Paul, and this whole mindset, this caring is sharing, I take this very close to my heart, because I've been on teams where we've had these championship teams where this is a big part of what we do. And so as leaders, we embrace this moment. And so what do we got? Look at point 4. The vets helping the rookies. I was a rookie in Vox Life. Guess who my vet was? It was Jay. There was nobody around. So who came on the appointments with me? Jay did. Jay came out. He watched me crash and burn on a couple. He says, Kev, you got to feel pain, but I got your back, because some people just don't get it. But then as we began to grow, and I began to get stronger inside with this belief of the mission and what Jay was about, then as more people came on board, and what we've seen within the team is we have a lot of levels in this team. We only get compensated to 8. Yeah, a lot of us as leaders have gone way past the 8 to help people. And what I've heard from you guys in the team, going, Kev, this doesn't happen. This didn't happen in my other company, man. Like, they told me, if I don't make any money off of you, like, don't talk to me. but that's not that's not a team mentality. We need the rookies. We need new people coming in. Wow, we got to get to 1 billion. So if a Wayne Gretzky joined your hockey team, are you not going to help that guy? I don't think so. So everybody has that potential. And we've seen it in this team. We saw it at convention. We saw the testimonials of those that were blessed to come up on stage and the mission leaders in Vox Life that have literally laid their lives on the line for the team and everybody else to push through their physical challenges, their emotional challenges, their financial challenges, and say, you know what? If I go out with my boots on, man, it was a great day, Kev. So we all have that. So when you see other teammates rise to the top, man, it's like you think everybody in the Raptors was upset that Kawhi Leonard won the MVP. I don't think so, because at the end of the day, the team won the championship. So everybody gets blessed in the whole story. And so because we're on a team mission, think of a military mission for my teams, for my members in the military, we don't stop until we complete the goal. Like there's no quit. And this is what I've learned in sports of practices and working through things. So we're transitioning as we move through. And then what happens? Now we're on a team. So now we got to align ourselves. What's the vision? I got to get connected. We got to connect. We've got people that got kind of orphaned out. But guess what? They went up the pipe. They went up line and they linked arms with somebody. And all of a sudden there was a relationship that was built, maybe different legs, different teams, different lines, but it's an alignment that we need to pull together. And then what happened? Terry and Paul put together the playbook. These guys worked tirelessly. Jen and those guys with the 90-day playbook, looking at on all the materials that we have on the Facebook page. These are all your teammates working on their own time to say, you know what, we gotta use our smarts here and use our wisdom. If we're gonna use Facebook, how do we leverage it? And how powerful is that Facebook testimonials? So I'm teaching my teammates about, you gotta know the plays, man. You gotta know the plays. You gotta know where to go to, who to call on, who to leverage. And the last statement, guys, is what Ray Higdon talked about at the convention. He says, if you go on this site and if you watch the video, then I will follow up with you. But until you do, until your teammate makes the effort, they're not in. They don't want to come to practice. So that was a very powerful word for me in the team. Like, Kev, if you show up to practice, you may get the privilege of playing in a game. But if you don't show up to the practice, you're not playing in a game. Okay, coach, I'm showing up to practice. Because there was a decision to be made. So I respect that for all of us as we move through. So when I look at leaders, and not just in Vox Life, but outside, and this is something that came out this past weekend with John Stevenson, who's a clinical psychologist and sports performance coach, and he works with professional goaltenders. Okay, so he worked for you guys down in the U.S. with Braden Holtby with the Washington Capitals. Braden was a train wreck because of his anger. And John Stevens sat down with him. He says, man, you got to focus. So he did this drill. So this is how crazy this is. This is how we got to be so focused on what's at hand. Like literally with the horse with the blinders on for Angela and all those horse people in the Horse Soul group. You're just looking straight ahead. You're not looking at the sidelines. And what he did, guys, he took him out on the ice, and the ice was pitch black. He says, you're going to train me as a goalie, and it's pitch black? Yeah, he put a mining hat on his head with a headlamp. And he said, Braden, this is all you can see, man. Whatever's in that light. And this came up in the convention, I believe from Jay and Ray Higdon, is we are to be a lighthouse. We're to light the way. So wherever that light is shining, that's what you're focused on. And all the other stuff is what's called an uncontrollable. I can't control the traffic. I can't control the weather. I can't control if there's something not in the back office. I can't control that. So you know what? I don't worry about it. And what I started seeing, if I just focused on me and what I got to do, the rest looked after itself because I can't control. And this is what he did with Braden Holtby. He says, you can't focus on what the coach says. You can't focus in the stands. You can't focus who's looking at you. You got to look at the puck. You got to see the ice. That's what matters to you. So where I look is where I'm going to end up. So who do I align myself with? So what I see is what I control. And I have stuff in my family, folks, like anybody else. And I know, we try to do what we can, but, being focused and looking where we need to go is an important part. So what I saw here, we're building a foundation. Okay? So where does it start? For me, I had complete trust and faith in Jay at that rink. There was none of, I just learned in respecting people that I'm not going to call this guy out. I didn't ask for research. I didn't ask for a white paper. I didn't ask for any of this stuff. I hear this guy telling me that he discovered something. So who am I to tell Jay whatever that I don't believe you when you created this and I locked in. Like he called me the next day. Kev, are you in or you're out? I got to know, man. I got to go. I don't have time to wait around like 6 weeks or 6 months. And I remember speaking with my wife and I said, I got to go. I got to do this. And so now what happens when you're building belief, it's like a muscle. You got to work it every day because if you don't, it gets weaker and you lose belief. And I just learned every day I go to work. So I asked my people, what do you want to do? If you do this, you want to be 80%, 15 or 5, you let me know, no problem, because we can do stuff with the part-time and full-times. You make the choice, not the sometimes. Okay, so we move on. So when we look at, there we go. Okay, there, good. Okay, so when we look at the emotional aspect of what we get to do with this, this is a very important part of utilizing social media, the testimonials page, and as we've learned in life, we do everything emotionally, and then we rationalize. We all remember falling in love. We all remember, if you have there, you know what I'm talking about. So we do it emotionally, and then we rationalize our decision. So if the emotive mind is so powerful, if you can use this when you're talking to people, it's a very, very powerful part of connecting with people. So what do? So I got the storytelling side. We've learned about this. We share stories. If you're not a good storyteller, that's okay. Just tell your own story your own way. And what we've seen with you guys when you talk, when you speak from the heart, it always comes out perfect. It always comes out perfect. So now what else you have to get good on? You got to get good on the demo, if that makes proper English. Now, I know some of us have challenges. I get it. Okay? So I can tell you in all honesty, I know I see the posts and all this stuff, and this is about practice, is that the power of this demo is so powerful. To master it is really good. Now, if you can't, okay, you can always use the videos. Leverage the videos. Find a Vox buddy, like in Forrest Gump. Okay, get a foxhole buddy. Get somebody that can Vox for you, and don't call that last number on the line, folks. Okay, you're not going to get me. But that was an analogy I used. 1-800-CALL-KEV. I'll Vox all day long. And what I saw is, again, it's about teamwork. Some of us, because of our physical challenges, that's why we came into Vox Life. Your story and your heart and what you bring to the team is very powerful. But it's like, Kev, I can't Vox 8 hours, man. I don't have it. So guess what? That's where the team comes in. And all I saw in life is when those that are able-bodied, they got to step up. The able-bodied step up, or they can't. They help those that can't because they can't. Or I can do a limited amount, Kev. So I need some help. So again, there's never end. So now we're looking at the rooms in the house, folks. Okay. So we're going to do a couple things here. We got a few rooms we're going to work on. I'm not doing the whole house. I don't have time. So we're going to look at a few rooms. Okay. So first one's our house, is the brain. So who rents space in your brain, folks? Because you're in control of it. It's your brain and you're in charge, and you allow people to come in or not come in. Your thoughts, the same thing. You know, what kind of thoughts come into your mind? So who's renting space? You want good tenants? You want lousy tenants? I don't want lousy tenants. You know, I realize having good tenants, it's a good relationship that happens. So it's choices that we have to make for the betterment of us. And there are ways through this, and you'll see this in a second here, is that this comes back to where we are with the rooms in the home with Ikigai that we talked about in Vox Life. So Terry's talked about it. You know, the only room in his room is what, folks? The room for improvement. I got that etched in my brain, and or personal development. Did I put it down here for Terry? No, but I know that's what it is because I remember that. It's the room for improvement. That's the only room in his house, the room for improvement. So Ray Higdon, Jay, and Terry have all talked about this. And so personal development is a few different things. So where does it start? It could be simple. I'm going to read every day. Kev, I'm just going to do 15 minutes a day, and I'm going to read. Because what I learned is the really smart people read a book a week. I'm going, oh my gosh, how am I going to do that? So I'll start. I got my Audible books in my car. Maybe meditating, maybe prayer, maybe watching motivational videos, maybe podcasting, maybe going to conferences. And for those of us, I'm not going to go long, but man, you got to get to the next conference. I mean, you got to do whatever you got because powerful things happen. Team events, journaling, they're all tools that help build this muscle. Why? They're positive, proactive choices that you make that are going to better this room. Okay. And so I said at the bottom, what have I done with my car? When I'm driving, my kids go, Dad, can you please not listen to another podcast? Like, can you put some music on? I said, I don't have time. I says, I'm 58 years old. I'm on the other side of the clock. Every day matters. So what have I done? I've turned my vehicle, my car, into rolling university. This is a quote I got from Grant Cardone, another business coach online. So I am audible or podcasting every time I'm in the vehicle. I got Waze telling me where to go because I got to use that time because everybody in the world, folks, has 168 hours in a week. I don't care, make $5 an hour or 5,000. It's 168. So what do you do with the 168? It's really, really important. So what have I done? I only focus on positive events, stories, and people. It just keeps me moving in the right direction. I don't watch the news anymore. I do not watch the news anymore. Why? I only watch positive things on Facebook. There are some motivational clips that come up. Why? Because it builds me up on the inside. I know there's bad stuff going on. It doesn't do it. I have come back to Johnny Stevenson. I have no control over that stuff. So you know what? I don't want it. I told my kids, I don't want to hear gossip, negative stuff. I don't need to hear it. I have nothing I can do about it. It's not important for me. So, and Jay talked about this convention. Positive plus a positive, it's quantum physics. The amplitude just increases. But when you get around negative people and you're positive, guess what? They cancel each other out. So, you know, I saw this in my own family, folks. And I had to make some hard choices. Some of you know my story, but I had to make some hard choices in my own personal family. I walk away from some of my family members because they were literally emotionally killing me. And I couldn't handle the negative. I was trying to move forward and they kept pulling me back. And it's like they canceled me out and they're going, and I made a decision. I says, you start talking negatively, I got to go home. I'm out of here. And they said, you don't have to like what I did, but I got to do what's right for me because staying in that environment was toxic. And even though they were my brothers and my sisters and my family members, I said, this is not good for my marriage. It's not good for my kids, and it's not good for me. And I got to do what's right for me because my life is really important. So align yourself in that area. Okay, the activity room. Okay, this is where we have fun. Okay, so this is a big room. Okay, this is when we get to go and help people. We put stuff into action now. Okay, this is like the playroom. So what is involved? Involves motion. Body was made to move. We just can't hide behind a computer. We know that when we get out, like the Paul Austins and the Gages and the Doleys and the Bovers and everybody getting out and going out and meeting people, guess what? Cool things happen because you're putting stuff into action. It's like the law of attraction. And so as you get stronger, what happens? Your belief continues to grow. Do I get the no's? Absolutely. But it's amazing with some of the skeptics. It's like I love these skeptics into Vox because I go right for the gut, I go right for the heart, and then I tweak a couple things when I talk to them, and they get their scientific mind out of the way because they've been hurt. They've been hurt. That's why they're skeptics. And they got to trust you. They got to build belief. So when you're in this room, as you begin to grow this, you want a lot of people in this room. Because when you're working together as a team at an event, powerful things happen. But again, it's just another room. It's a process. Kitchen. Okay, this is you guys have seen my posts, and we all know we saw this at Windy Lake. When we get around the table, we got like-minded people around the table, and we're sharing food, and we're talking about what we're doing. And guess what? Good things happen. So what happens at the table? There's bonding that takes place. I have physically, personally experienced this in Vox life in the last 4.5 months with Maricel and her Filipino team here in Toronto. And I put the post in here because I shared this with some of you guys at convention. And because I call this relational marketing, when I get together with teammates a couple times a week and we have a coffee and we're talking and the kids come by and we're taking their product, you know what? We're building this atmosphere that it's all inclusive. And people are walking in and are watching, and we Vox and Tim Hortons and all these aspects, and it comes back to Ray Higdon at conference. Is you keep them all around the campfire, man. You never know what's going to happen. Some do a little, some do a lot, some are going to blow it up. You never know where spark's going to handle, but you know what? You want to run the campfire. And again, I'll come back to our retreat we had last year at Windy Lake. We all sat around the campfire, and everybody got something different from that campfire. You're watching the flames, you're in a chair, you got a blanket around you, but you're in this group of people that it's like a family. And this is one of the big reasons I think that we are so different from a lot of other companies. And Terry and Paul and Kev and a lot of the other leaders in Vox Life have worked really hard to instill this atmosphere. Because we know what happens when we start isolating it. Oh, only the VP sit at the front of the class. And all associates, you guys sit at the back because you're just associates. Oh, let me see your name tag. Jay's all one team, guys. There's no rank on your name tag. There's no VP sitting at the front or the MDs or the Ds or the TLs. There's none of that. You sit wherever you want. We're having a big team meal in that area. And so as we grow, we continue to change. So we always got space. So our brain is always changing. The house is always changing. You're always renovating your house. You're always upgrading. Change this, change the layout. It never stays static. In fact, staying static is dying, either growing or you're shrinking. So we work on ourselves. We get people around us who help us when we have a tough day. You put a post, pick up a phone, you call a teammate, pat them on the back, put out your hand, you pick them up, and so it's a part of team mentality. So as the company grows and we are growing and there's new things happening, you have to embrace change. Change is part of life. You can't stay a baby your whole life. It doesn't work. So guess what? We're no different in this company, no different in network marketing, direct sales. We need to keep developing and growing ourselves, and everybody's going to grow differently. Not everybody hit puberty at the same age. I was a late bloomer, and it happened. Whatever happened, it happened. It's the way it was. I have no control over it. I have no control over that. All I can do is control what I can control. People around me, I can control. Positive people, they're all in my life. Negative people, no time for them. No time. Because they don't help me. they slow me down and they pull me back and they distract me from what I feel my calling is to go and help other people. And the leaders on this team, all the directors, the managing directors, the TLs, the QAs that are all looking to step up. If we go and help those people, they say, yeah, I want to move. I want to move up the line. I want to grow this. I'll work with you. I've seen it. We've seen it throughout the team. We've seen Terry and the Pauls and traveling all over, trying to help people grow this vision because we all bought into it. We all made a decision to come in. And so this is what resonates inside of me. I love helping develop and build up the people below me. So as Jay talked about, you want to experience freedom, man. I love it. Patty Grass, she had a great line one day. She was talking to me and she goes, Kev, there's lots of room on a plateau for people. Mountaintop, like Mount Everest, you got one at a time going to the top. It's boring. It's lonely up there, man. You die too. I don't want to die. On a plateau, you put a lot of people. You can get a lot of people on that plateau. And that what I saw was what we're looking at building the house. Is there's different rooms we're working on, just like we've got those different areas of the brain. The doctors are going to do what they're going to do. I got no control what they do. I have no control. They're going to do what they're going to do. Whatever they give me, that's what I use. I don't worry about the other stuff. Why? Because I can't. Because it's waste energy, expends energy in the wrong areas of what I need to be focused on. So if you guys put the blinders on, focus, get in the zone, as we say, and the 4-year plan, the articles that we've seen, and you build a house and you do all the right stuff together. And I say this in all sincerity for all the new people on the team. I share this with my heart, and I know the leaders I get to be blessed to work along with, the people at head office, it's the same thing. It's like we're on a mission to help Jay's mom reach 1 billion people. Because it's because of Jay's mother, when you think of it, guys, at 14, that something got sparked. And he comes into this technology through a friend, again, and something tweaked in him. And he went on this 6-year journey to discover this technology. We come in on an easy path, really. He did all the hard work. It's like, here's your skates. I designed skates for you. Don't worry about it. I got them. Look after Kev. Great. Just put them on. Just like the socks. Put them on. Build ourselves. Figure out where you got to go. Talk to your uplines. Talk to your directs. Talk to your leaders. Talk to your downlines, people you resonate with. And together, like I said, nobody gets left behind. Because I don't want to leave, like Ray Higdon talked about this, I don't want to leave a trail of carnage because we put expectations on people that weren't ready to carry those backpacks. We all able to carry, we can only do what we can do. And if we respect each other for the talents and gifts that we have, and we help to continue to build each other, it's a very different concept from corporate. Very different concept. It's team sports. We win as a team and we lose as a team. That was drilled into my head from as a young boy playing soccer. If I could help you score the goal, I felt more joy giving an assist than scoring the goal. I scored my share of goals, but I love setting somebody up. It was such a powerful feeling in me that to help somebody that couldn't even skate score a goal. Just stand there. I'll go around. I'll put the puck behind. You'll have an open net. Really? Just do it. And the look in his eyes was priceless. And when I see people on this team succeed and grow that thought they never had a shot, that there's no more greater gift to see people succeed and grow. So I'm going to wrap it at that. 45 minutes tight. Finished early.
That was absolutely spectacular, bro. I gotta thank you because this is so important. this team aspect. I mean, I've played team sports my whole life, and to watch other teammates that maybe weren't first liners, get a chance on the power play. You know why? Because they showed up. They were there early.
Yeah.
They swept the dressing room. They cleaned up the garbage pails. They put in that effort. And coming on these calls is like being at practice. Getting to events is like practice. And we all got to support those people that show up. It's just so important. And I think what's really exciting is like your own children, like my own children. When you see them fall, when you see them fail, when you see them stumble and they get back up and they overcome and they fight back and they challenge themselves to do better. There's no better joy as a parent than to see them succeed. And I felt this way with a lot of people in Vox life, where they've reached out and they said, "Will you help me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do my best." And pour belief into them and support them. I mean, to see them overcome and to see them building a team. I'm just going to stop sharing your screen here, Kev. Just 1 second. So you can just click on stop sharing, Kev, on the bottom.
So I like to talk. Oh, there we go. Stop share. Okay, cool. Oh, there we go. Okay, very cool.
Yeah. So
yeah, you're right.
Just hearing that, and I mean, I don't ever know a person that you've said no to in this journey, and it's probably, very, very indicative of your character as a human. And I think that, as I've said before, the only room in my house is a room for improvement, and I'm always great all the time. I fall, I have emotion, I fail, but it's so nice to know that I got teammates that will pick me up, will, encourage me to do better, and we're all here. We are creating a culture that is second to none. But in order to be part of that culture, we got to show up. We got to decide what we want.
Right.
And whether it's part-time, full-time, you show up, man. You put your hand up and ask for help. There's tons of people in this company that will help you out. So having that bulletproof mindset and working on it was spectacular. So thank you so much for the call tonight, Kev. As always,
Welcome, bro.
It's a pleasure. I'm gonna unmute everybody and respect everybody's time here. I'm gonna unmute everybody so we can all say goodnight. So you are all.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Wait,
Thanks, Kev.
That was brilliant, Kev. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Trace. You're welcome.
Thanks, Kevin.
How to do a PowerPoint.
Improved mobility and enhanced pain management and increased neural function. Ever-changing world of wellness and health. No other comparable technology. Thought leaders